Have you ever had the feeling that life just ran over you? That everything got out of control, that plans collapsed, that the ground disappeared beneath your feet? And even so, the world kept spinning without waiting for you? If you're going through this right now, breathe, because this message is for you. What if I told you that chaos is not the end, but the beginning? That when everything goes wrong, it's not the universe punishing you, it's life preparing you. It sounds crazy, but it is precisely in the darkest hours that the Stoics found their light. Not because of the absence of pain, but because of the transformation it causes. In this video, you will discover why history's greatest philosophers believe that the fall is the true beginning of the journey, and more how to use suffering as strength, failure as clarity, and pain as a silent master. It doesn't matter the size of the loss. You will leave here with tools to rebuild from within. Get ready to hear truths that no one has the courage to say. Some may hurt, others set you free, but they all have one goal: to remind you that even though you're broken, you're still whole. And more than that, that you are ready. Because the moment when everything seems to go wrong may be exactly the moment when everything starts to go right. Sometimes, it's at rock bottom that we find the truth we avoid facing. When everything seems to fall apart, there are no distractions, excuses, or illusions left. This is where the opportunity for transformation arises. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Epictetus: how many times have you felt like you were losing everything, when in reality, you were just being redirected? Falling is often a strategic withdrawal from life, to make us see with different eyes. Pain cleanses the eyes of the soul, and the void reveals what has always been hidden. Stoic philosophy does not romanticize suffering, but recognizes its value. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, did not have an easy life. He faced wars, betrayals, deaths, but he never stopped seeking virtue. He said adversity is an opportunity for virtue. If you are in crisis right now, understand it is an invitation, a call to look within, to discover who you are beyond the papers you lost. It's easy to say I am strong when everything is going well. But what now? This is where real strength shows itself: quiet, deep, steady. Everything you thought you needed may have fallen apart, and that hurts. But what if, deep down, you never needed it? What if the true strength was in what remained? The calm, the conscience, the ability to start over, the essential, the indestructible. You. Chaos, however brutal it may seem, can be a portal, a wake-up call. This is where the masks fall and authenticity emerges. Life sometimes needs to undress us to show us what we really wear. And this everything wrong may be the beginning of something right. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show a man." This phrase carries a weight that only those who have already crossed an emotional battlefield understand. Adversity reveals. It doesn't create something new, it just shows what has always been inside you. And maybe, until now, you didn't know. An easy life does not teach resilience. Good days are pleasant, but bad days are transformative. They are the ones who forge character, cleanse illusions, and reveal the essential. Anyone who has never cried alone does not know the silence that heals. Those who have never fallen don't know the value of getting up. Are you going through something? Feel, accept, and transform. The Stoics teach us that we should not run away from pain, but rather look at it with courage. Difficulties strengthen the mind, just as work strengthens the body. Seneca: you are not broken. It is being polished. Every challenge is a chance to practice virtue. Patience, courage, honesty, discipline, gratitude. Virtues are not learned in books, but in real life. And real life is made up of ups and downs. What hurts today will give you strength tomorrow. What seems unfair today will make sense tomorrow. What brings us down most are not the facts, but the meanings we give to them. The Stoics knew this. Epictetus taught that we are free from the moment we control our judgments. You don't control the world, but you control the lens through which you see it. People want comfort, but it is in deconstruction that human beings come closer to their deepest truth. Facing pain with awareness is the beginning of wisdom. Don't rebel, reflect. Don't run away, face it. And don't give up, because you are stronger than you know. One of the biggest sources of anguish is wanting to control the uncontrollable. The actions of others, time, destiny, unforeseen events. Marcus Aurelius reminds us you have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. There is freedom in letting go. You are not God. Neither does the universe, not the judge of life. You are only responsible for what you cultivate within yourself: attitudes, thoughts, values. The rest is wind. When you accept this, some of the anxiety goes away, because the weight of the world was not made for you to carry. How many times have you lost your peace over something you could never have prevented? A word spoken by someone, a last-minute cancellation, a betrayal, a loss. What if, instead of resisting, you simply accepted with dignity? Acceptance is not weakness. It is wisdom. The Stoics divide everything into two camps: what depends on me and what doesn't. And they advise only focus on what depends on you. The rest, release. Do not seek for events to occur as you wish, but wish for them to occur as they do, and all will be well. Epictetus. You may be wasting energy trying to change what is out of your reach. This is waste. Redirect. Plant peace within you. React clearly. Decide based on your principles, not on impulses. This is maturity. This is stoicism. When everything goes wrong, our impulse is to control even more. But maybe the way out is to trust, not in some magical external force, but in your ability to deal with whatever comes your way. You are bigger than what happens to you. You are the answer, not the victim. Pain is a teacher that no one wants, but everyone needs. When life hurts us, it also teaches us. Adversity is the laboratory of the soul. Seneca. You don't have to love pain, but you can learn from it. And this learning is worth its weight in gold. Have you ever noticed how it is possible to emerge wiser from a difficult period? Calmer, more selective, more truthful. Pain purifies. Eliminate the superfluous. Remove the excess. Leave only the essentials. Just what matters. Only what is left standing after the storm. Epictetus, who lived as a slave, taught that it is not pain that defines us, but what we do with it. The pain is neutral. The meaning you give it is what matters. It could be the reason for your revolt or your evolution. The choice is always up to you. Does it hurt? Yes. But within the pain lives a seed of power. Something that can germinate into strength, patience, purpose. You did not choose to suffer, but you can choose how you position yourself in the face of suffering. And therein lies your freedom, the most precious of all. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this happening for? This change of question changes everything. The role of pain in your story can be to transform. Open the way. Break patterns. Unleash more authentic versions of you. Pain takes you out of your comfort zone. And the comfort zone is often a prison with pillows. No one grows up anesthetized. Whoever feels, allows themselves to change. You are alive. And as long as you're alive, you can use any pain as an impulse to be someone more true. Everything will calm down. This is one of the cruelest and, at the same time, most liberating laws in life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "All things are ephemeral, everything passes, and everything changes. If it hurts right now, breathe. It will pass. If you are happy now, appreciate it. It will also pass." Impermanence can seem scary, but it is what gives things value. Knowing that everything ends teaches us to love with more presence, to be grateful more often, and to live with more urgency. Not in a hurry, with presence. You won't be the same person a month from now, not even in a year. It doesn't even have to be. Change is a sign of life, of evolution, of freedom. And when everything goes wrong, sometimes it's the universe reminding you that that phase is no longer useful, that the cocoon became small. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." The fear of change paralyzes us. But change is the only certainty. Don't fight the flow. Learn to swim with him. Use movement to your advantage. Have you ever held something for too long? A relationship, a job, a thought pattern? Sometimes letting go hurts less than holding on. Learning to let go is a Stoic virtue, not as someone who gives up, but as someone who trusts that life knows what it's doing. Impermanence is not a threat. It's a reminder that nothing is guaranteed, that everything is precious. What you need to live today, now, with soul. The present moment is all you have, and that's enough. Eternity fits into a moment lived with truth. Silence is the most powerful response there is. He prevents wars, protects peace, reveals wisdom. Remain silent most of the time, or say only what is necessary, with few words. Epictetus, not everything deserves an answer. Not everything deserves a reaction. Have you ever regretted saying something on impulse? Of having tried to justify yourself? Of getting into a fight that got you nowhere? Silence, in these moments, is maturity. It's not weakness. It's strength under control. In times of noise, those who remain silent are building. Those who talk too much are usually hiding insecurity. Use silence to listen, to observe, to plan. The Stoic speaks less and feels more. Act conscientiously. You know that the sound of your own breathing teaches you a lot. In the midst of chaos, if you can remain silent for a few seconds before acting, you will already be changing the course of your life. Silence calms the body, organizes the mind. It brings you closer to your essence. Only in silence do you hear the deepest truth yours. Silence protects you from the need to prove, to please, to win arguments that are worthless. Silence also heals, gives space for others to think, and, often, it makes clear what needs to be understood without a single word being said. If everything went wrong, stop. Breathe. Silence. Listen to what life wants to show you. Between the noise of the world and the hustle and bustle of the mind, silence is a sanctuary, a safe haven, a fresh start. And in the silence you reconnect with who you really are. After the storm comes silence, and with it, opportunity. What's left of your life? Perhaps there is very little left. Maybe just yourself in pieces. But that's exactly where you start with what's left. With humility, with patience. Truly, you don't need everything to start over. It needs something real, something that pain couldn't take away. And if you look closely, you will find it in yourself. A value, a dream, a principle, a timid but lively courage. That's where you start again. The Stoics taught that we should not mourn for what is gone, but act with what we have. Don't wish for things to happen as you want. Wish for them to happen as they should, and your life will be serene. Epictetus. This is more than a philosophy. It's a liberation. Have you ever seen a tree come back to life after radical pruning? It looks like he died, but then it blooms stronger. So are you. What life took away may have been preparation. Pruning. Restart. Everything has a time, and your new time is beginning. Rebuilding is more than building something new. It's doing it differently. It's about choosing more consciously. It's being lighter, more real, more selective. Pain taught you to choose what is worth it. Now, with this learning, you build on deeper foundations. What matters now is not what you lost. It's who you've become, and, most importantly, who you decide to be from here on out. You can start small, but let it start out real. And, along the way, something magical happens. You find yourself again. The biggest prison that exists has no bars. It has thoughts, expectations, judgments, grudges, everything you carry and don't see, but that ties you. The Stoics sought a freedom that no cell could take away. The free man is the one who lives according to reason. Marcus Aurelius. You can be trapped inside even though you walk free outside. Stuck in the past, to blame, the need for control, to fear of the future. But there is a way out, and it is inside you. Inner freedom is knowing that, even when everything goes wrong, you are still your own person. Being free means not depending on praise to have value. It's not depending on an external scenario to be at peace. It's choosing calm in the midst of chaos. It's having principles that guide, even when everything invites confusion. It's about resisting the urge and acting with intention. Seneca said true happiness is enjoying the present, without depending anxiously on the future. And this is only possible when you become free from within. When you understand that the world can take away everything except your integrity, your courage, its essence. Inner freedom is not something that can be earned. It's something that is built, and you are building it now, with each chosen thought, with each tamed reaction, with each emotion transformed into wisdom. Freedom is not being a slave to yourself. It is the Stoics' greatest good. It doesn't matter what happened. It matters how you get out of it. Stronger, lighter, freer. The prison fell. Control is gone. Fear screams. But you choose. You react. You breathe. And you live. And that, my friend, is freedom in its purest form. When everything goes wrong, pride is the first to fall. Life takes you to the ground so you can look at it, so that you realize that the ground you stand on is firm even when everything else crumbles. Humility is that ground, the basis that supports the reconstruction. Seneca wrote, "He who learns to bow before life will never be broken by it." Humility is not submission. It is wisdom. It's understanding that you don't know everything. You don't control everything. You're not invincible. But still carry on. Learn. Evolves. When the ego is silent, learning begins. You listen more. Feel more. Understand better. The people who grow the most are those who allow themselves to learn from their mistakes. With others. With the pain. Humility is the shortest path to transformation. Have you ever asked for help? Have you already recognized a fault? Have you ever looked at yourself with compassion rather than judgment? This is humility, and that is strength, because it's much harder to admit a mistake than to hide behind a mask of self-sufficiency. Humility makes you light. It brings you closer to people. It reconnects you with life as it is and not as you wish it were. And it doesn't diminish you. On the contrary, it makes you more human, more true, more prepared to really grow. When you fall, be humble. When starting over, be humble. In success, even more so. Because it is humility that keeps you whole when everything around you tries to tear you apart. The Stoic does not magnify himself in knowing more. He grows stronger by never stopping learning. Every end carries the seed of a new beginning. But starting over is not going back to what was before. It's starting something new with more truth. Seneca said, "Start immediately to live, and count each day as a separate life." Every dawn is an unprecedented chance. You may have lost a dream, a love, a direction, but he didn't lose the ability to start over. And now, perhaps with more purpose, more clarity, because pain cleaned out what was in excess and left only what really matters. Purpose is born when you decide to transform your pain into meaning. When you choose a why that moves you even on dark days, a value, a cause, a mission, something that reminds you that life is worth it even with tears in your eyes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Every man's life is what his thoughts make of it." Your fresh start begins in the mind, in the decision to no longer be a hostage to the past, to live with intention, not to waste what's left on distractions and regrets. Starting over is having the courage to be a beginner again, to take the first step with fear. Trust that you will learn along the way. And it goes. Every day teaches. Every mistake shapes. Each step firms the ground. And when you least expect it, you've already walked a good distance. Start over, even if with little, even if injured, even if you don't know the ending. Life does not demand perfection. It requires presence. And starting over with purpose is that being whole in the now. And trust that what lies ahead may surprise. Wisdom is not an accumulation of beautiful phrases. It's practice. It is action with conscience. It's living based on the truth and not on illusions. Marcus Aurelius said the obstacle in the path becomes the path. In other words, what challenges you also directs you. Stoic wisdom is born in pain, but flourishes in peace. You start by learning from the fall and continue walking with balance, with conscious choices, in less of a hurry, with more presence. Being wise is living with intention and with simplicity. Seneca said life, if well lived, is long enough. You don't need more time. Needs more focus. You need to decide what's worth it and invest in it with soul, with courage, calmly. Wisdom knows how to say yes, but he also knows how to say no. You don't need to know everything to be wise. You just need to listen more, judge less, act with a calm heart, think before reacting, breathe before deciding, be kind, even when the world screams, being firm, even when everything invites you to escape. Wisdom is the silent light that guides the Stoic in the dark, and that light is in you. Just silence the internal noise. Just look inside. Just commit to living not with perfection, but with truth. Wisdom is living with soul. Maybe you think you're not ready yet. That something is still missing. That still hurts. But the truth is you are already ready. Ready doesn't mean everything is resolved. It means you now see. He understands. Sit down. Choose. And that's enough. Epictetus said you become unbeatable when you do not depend on anything outside of yourself. You've reached this point. It may not seem like it, but you no longer need to hold on to anyone, not even the past, nor expectations. Now you are your own floor. The mistake taught you. The pain made you stronger. The fall brought you back to yourself. And today, you are more than you were before. More whole, more aware, more true. Ready is not the absence of fear. It's courage despite fear. It's presence. It's maturity. You're ready because now you know you can fall and get up, lose and keep going, hurt and take a deep breath. You no longer need to prove anything. Just live truthfully. Be who you are, calmly, firmly, with soul. Did everything go wrong? Perhaps, but maybe everything really started to work out. Because now, you no longer live on automatic. You choose, you watch, you transform, and you get up not like before, but as someone who found himself again. Now that you've come this far, stop and look at your life with new eyes. Everything that seemed like the end, wasn't it the push you needed to start over? Isn't pain trying to teach you what comfort never could? Are you willing to stop fighting what you can't control and start strengthening what's within you? Are you ready to turn each fall into fertile soil for growth? And more, are you willing to live with more intention, presence, and courage? Stoic philosophy isn't just a pretty idea, it's a daily practice. And it only works if you decide to apply it. So tell me, what are you going to change from today? Which thought will you abandon? What attitude will you cultivate? Which silence will you respect? If this content touched you in any way, don't keep it to yourself. Living wisely is an act of silent revolution. And you can start now. Take a deep breath, return to center, and choose a new path with more truth, more balance, and more inner freedom. Oh, and before you leave, if you want to continue this journey of growth, reflection, and inner strength, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Here, each video is an invitation to live better even when everything seems to go wrong.